What's up, you guys? This is Mitchell, and here are my thoughts on dental school. This is my last day of clinics, hopefully. At least that's what they tell us because we don't know if we have any more in January, but that's a different story for another time. So, um, dental school. It's crazy. Can't believe it's done. I guess I think there are a couple things that have been sort of on my mind recently. Um, I don't really know what I'm gonna do next. I think for the majority of my life, I guess there's always some sort of goal set out in front of me, and I would just do my best, I guess, to try and reach that goal. But I guess this is the kind of first time I've ever had to really think about, yeah, what do I want to do? Um, I think that's the hardest part. Um, it's almost scary how dentistry it gives you so much freedom, but at the same time, the freedom sometimes cripples you and traps you into this sort of decision paralysis because there's so many things that you could do, honestly, but which one is worth investing your time and energy into? I think if there's anything I've learned in dental school, it's uh, the value of time and energy. We only have so limited time, we only have so limited energy that, you know, we have to choose wisely. And sometimes it's hard to find out what is the exact right choice. So, yeah, I think sometimes you'll mess up. Sometimes you will make the wrong decision. And that's kind of okay because when you make a wrong decision, it's a chance to make the right one next time. And that's kind of what I've also learned is that there's always a next time. I think even if you, I don't know, even if you get unlicensed, or even if you perforate, um, even if you perforate your molar, or even if you maybe take out the wrong tooth, there's always the next time um, to look forward to. Because I guess the only thing that we can do is just to keep on going. Um, I think there are so many times and things that want, they don't want you, but you want to stop. There's so many times you want to stop. Sometimes it's really hard to find the courage to keep on going. Um, but I don't think it's just courage that you need. I think you also need hope. And hope is hard to find sometimes because um, there are times when really it doesn't seem like anything can get better. And I guess the hard thing to accept is that there's no easy way out. You can't just expect things to happen. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the time. And I think you also have to put in the energy. More than the work. More than the work. The work is not necessarily you can do work, but you can also do dumb work. Um, which is just banging your head against the wall like a Neanderthal, I guess, for the sake of working. But putting in energy is different. When you study, it's not how long you study, how many slides you go through. It's about how do you apply this so that you're better the next time, better in the next test. And the thing with dentistry is that you get tested every day. And the funny thing is, I guess, is that there's no one test that you can prepare for because every day is different. Even if you have the same procedure, you may have a different patient. You have a different patient, but the same procedure. You'll have the same procedure on a different patient. And there's so many things that are going on. There's, I guess, if you're working in the private sector, you have to think about the business itself. And then of the business, you have to think about the employees. And of the employees, you have to also think about your team. And then you have to think about the patient, and you have to think about yourself. And there's so many factors to consider. You have to consider everybody but the patient, and then you have to consider the patient, and then you have to consider yourself. And balancing that is really hard. I think that's probably the hardest thing in dentistry because it doesn't happen in a lab. It doesn't happen in a test tube. It happens on a person. It happens on somebody that feels pain, that feels joy, and in a really crazy way, you have a direct relationship to whether or not they feel pain or they feel joy. And I think it's funny because, well, first I thought dentistry would be easy because I thought dentistry is simple. You just drill the cavity out and then you just fill it, right? Dentistry is pretty complex. There are so many if you think about like all these subreddits there are, the list for the amount of things that you could make a subreddit for dentistry, it's just crazy. And it's kind of like you have to practice it to know how little you know. I don't really think there's anything that you can really you can't really put a price on this experience. People that I've met, the the brink, the amount of times I was at a breaking point, but pushed on through. I don't know. Maybe we got it easy, but maybe I have it easy or easier.